Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and distinguished honorees, welcome to the Annual Chamber Awards Banquet. Tonight we gather to celebrate the outstanding achievements, unwavering dedication, and remarkable innovation within our business community. This evening is a tribute to the individuals and organizations that not only excel in their fields, but also make a lasting impact on our community, strengthening and enriching a place we all call home. Their accomplishments inspire us all, lighting the way toward a future filled with opportunity and prosperity. As we recognize these exceptional leaders, let tonight be a reminder of power of collaboration, the strength of unity, and the boundless potential we have when we uplift and support one another. My name is Mindy McAdams, and it is my great honor and privilege to serve as the Executive Director of the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us tonight in the celebration of excellence. This year's banquet is proudly sponsored once again by our friends at Midwest One Bank. Your continued support dating back to 1994 is truly invaluable to our chamber and our community. Thank you for your unwavering commitment. A heartfelt thank you to our program sponsor and our host venue, the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center. The room looks absolutely stunning. Your hard work and dedication have set the perfect stage for tonight's celebration. We're also grateful for the generous contributions that make this evening special. Jefferson County Cider Works, thank you for the delicious cider donations. Wheaton Companies, we appreciate you providing the fantastic drinks for tonight. You are amazing. Fairfield Dental Clinic, your beautiful table decor has truly elevated the ambiance. Thank you for your support. A huge shout out to our incredible past board president, Denise Hall. Her dedication and vision in making this event look as spectacular as she is. Denise, you are an absolute rock star. To John Grundwald and the Druthy Ducks, your talent brings so much energy and elegance to the evening. We appreciate you sharing your gift with us. To our current board president, Johnine Parker, and our incredible MC for this evening, your dedication to this event is truly extraordinary. You go above and beyond, pouring your heart into every detail and taking the time to truly understand each and every honoree. Because of you, their stories shine as bright as they deserve. Your efforts do not go unnoticed. You are deeply appreciated. Thank you to Megan Coffin for filling in as our second backstage curtain helper. And to the one and only Werner Elmker, thank you for capturing the moments that make our world so special. Your photography and videography are true treasures to our community. Finally, a special thank you to Word of Life Lutheran Church for generously loaning us additional round tables to ensure everyone had a place to sit tonight. We are also extremely grateful to Liz Forrest and Dennis Smithberg for transporting them. We could not have done it without you. To all of you that have contributed to making this evening unforgettable, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I'd like to take a moment to celebrate the incredible participation and commitment within our community and to your chamber. You'll find this information in your program. First, I would like to invite all the new chamber members who joined in 2024 to please stand. Let's give them a warm round of applause as we welcome them to our chamber family. We're thrilled to have you with us tonight, and we hope you've already made some new connections. Now I'd like to recognize our members who have supported the Chamber for 10 to 24 years. If that's you, please stand. Your lasting commitment is truly appreciated, and we are grateful for everything that you do and contribute to your community. If you have bronze on your tag. You may be seated. Next, we honor those who have been dedicated members for an incredible 25 to 44 years. Please stand and allow us to show our appreciation for your long-standing support. Your impact to our community and our chamber is truly valuable. Thank you. You're wearing silver. And finally, we recognize a truly special group, our cornerstone members. These businesses and organizations have stood by the Chamber for 45 years or more, playing a vital role in shaping its success and impact. The unwavering dedication has helped foster growth, strengthened our community, and created lasting opportunities. As we announce their names, please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Let's take a moment to celebrate this remarkable milestone and express our deepest gratitude for their enduring support. Please stand when I call your name. Agra Industrial Plastics, Beaner Funeral Home, Dexter Laundry, Edward Jones, Fairfield Dental Clinic, Fairfield Manufacturers Association, Fairfield Real Estate, First Main Street Insurance, Foss, Kiken, Cochran, Helling, and Willman, French Reneker and Associates, Grove Fairfield Economic Development Association, Hy-Vee, Iowa State Bank and Trust, Jefferson County Farm Bureau Federation, Jefferson County Health Center, Maharishi International University, Martha Rasmussen, Morrissey Law Office, Southeast Iowa Union, TD&T CPAs and Advisors. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you for being a role model for other businesses in our community. It takes all of us to make our world better. As we get ready to enjoy our incredible meal this evening, please exit out the main doors and head to the art gallery in the atrium. The food lines are ready. Our food tonight has been prepared by Kelowna Country Catering, a proud Fairfield Chamber member. We will begin by having the tables in the front row and Claire go first. Please dismiss yourselves accordingly afterwards. Non-alcoholic beverages are at my right of the room. This would be a good time to pick up those beverages and desserts if you're waiting for food. Please note and enjoy the slideshow as we move through dinner. The slideshow is a look at many of the things that have happened in our community in 2024. Thank you once again to our friend Werner Elmker and some other community leaders for sharing some of these with us. Good evening. We would like to thank our local dignitaries for being here this evening. Please stand and wave. Mayor Connie Boyer, Jefferson County Supervisors Joe Ledger, Susie Drish, and Lee Dimmitt, State Representative Jeff Shipley, and Senator Adrian Dickey. We appreciate all of you for what you do for our community and for being here this evening. Let's take a moment to shine a spotlight on some very special individuals in our community, our Chamber ambassadors. I want to take a moment to express our heartfelt appreciation to these ambassadors. They are the driving force behind our Chamber's success, dedicating themselves to supporting local businesses and fostering community growth. Their passion, dedication, and hard work make a profound difference every day. We would like to show our love to our current Chamber ambassadors. Please stand if you are a member of the A-Team. Thank you for supporting the Chamber. You may be seated. It is my honor to announce this year's Chamber Ambassador of the Year. And I cried when I did this morning, but I'm not going to cry. This individual has not only dedicated her time and energy to supporting the Chamber, but has also brought her entire family along in that commitment. Whether it's labeling and mailing business after hours postcards, stuffing swag bags, or warmly greeting members at events, even in the early morning on a Saturday, she has always stepped up when we needed her. Even in the last few days, checking in to see if there's anything that she can do. She's active in a number of community civic organizations and makes herself and her family available to support them. Her dedication extends beyond just her own efforts. Her husband and her children have been steadfast supporters of the Chamber as well, making it truly a family commitment to our community. For her unwavering enthusiasm, generosity, and support, we are proud to recognize Rachel Brown from Beaner Funeral Home as our Chamber Ambassador of the Year. Please come forward. As a special token of appreciation, we have made a custom Girl Scout patch featuring the Chamber logo for Bendy to recognize her incredible support alongside her mother. Rachel, please come forward. Thank you and your family. Scott, you have a wonderful wife. We would like to now take a moment to recognize any Chamber Board past presidents. If you have served as a Chamber Board president, please stand and be recognized. Don't make me call you out. Your leadership, vision, and dedication have guided our Chamber through both times of growth and moments of challenge. We are greatly appreciative of your unwavering commitment to our organization and our community. Thank you for your service. You may be seated. Finally, we'd like to honor those who have served as past Chamber directors. If you've held this role, please stand and allow us to show our appreciation. Nancy. Your contributions have shaped the Chamber's success. And your leadership continues to inspire us today. Your impact is lasting, and your efforts have helped build the thriving organization that we celebrate tonight. Group A presenters and recipients, please go to the stage. If you are a winner, you are on the right. If you are a presenter or a sponsor, you are on the left. If you are on Group A, please go to there. 2024 has been a year of growth, community engagement, and exciting new initiatives for the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. Here are some key highlights from this incredible year. In strengthening our business community, we've welcomed many new members. We're thrilled to add several new businesses and organizations to our Chamber family, expanding our network and strengthening local commerce. We saw the successful launch of Growth Zone. This incredible new initiative provided current and prospective members a more user-friendly way to manage their information and interact with one another. More bells and whistles will be rolled out this year. As we celebrate these accomplishments, we're already looking forward to an even bigger and better 2025. With continued dedication to our members, our sponsors, and our community partners, we are excited to keep Fairfield thriving. As we look ahead, we are committed to making this year one of growth, collaboration, and revitalization of our Chamber and our community. Here's what we're working on. Preserving and enhancing our holiday tradition is important. Many of our beloved holiday display pieces have been repaired numerous times and are reaching the end of their lifespan. While we will try to upcycle as much as possible, this year some items will just have to be replaced to ensure that our holiday traditions continue to shine. To support this effort, we will be raising funds to revitalize our holiday displays. Recycled pieces will be put up for auction, giving you a chance to own a piece of the Fairfield holiday tradition. We will be encouraging more member engagement. Your Chamber membership is most valuable when you engage. In 2025, we're going to make it easier for our members to get involved, whether it's submitting items for the Chamber Chatter e-newsletters, appearing on Chamber Talk videos, sponsoring or attending events. The more you engage, the more you gain. We want to meet our members where they are. Your struggles are our struggles. We want to know what you need and want from the Chamber. We will listen and we will adapt. Our goal in 2025 is to be even more responsive to the challenges of our members and adjust our services to better support you. We are working hard to become a Main Street community in 2025. Our steering committee has been working diligently and will submit the official application in mid-May. Want to be a part of the historic achievement? You can help by submitting a letter of report or making a pledge of financial donation. Fairfield's downtown needs this transformation, and together we can make our living room a place where people want to stay, spend time, and spend money. We will be strengthening our partnerships for greater impact. Collaboration is the key. We're committing to working alongside as many other organizations as we can. We are actively participating in Southeast Iowa regional economic development meetings and regional chamber meetings to continue to improve the services that we offer to our members. Our goal is to ensure that every business and organization in Fairfield feels supported, valued, and empowered to succeed. Let's make 2024 a year of growth, impact, and community. With your support, these initiatives will help shape a stronger, more connected, and more vibrant Fairfield. Let's work together to make it happen. It's now my pleasure to introduce our MC for tonight's awards banquet, our Chamber President, Ms. Johnine Parker.
I normally tell you to go ahead and buckle up because we're going to take off, but if it's on a saddle, I'm not sure I'm going to be buckled on. I'd probably rather go right away onto the ground. It would be much easier on me than the long ride. We're going to celebrate a whole lot of stuff tonight. Fairfield is one incredible place. And tonight is our chance to really highlight a whole lot of that. We're going to start with our recent past chamber president. It's sponsored by Fairfield Real Estate, and Tammy Dunbar is here to give this award to Denise Hall. I don't know where to start on Denise. She's done such an outstanding job of leading us at the chamber. She is the spark. And she had great red pumps on, and if she'll come over here, you can, oh, she put them back. She took the red tennis shoes off. Okay, she's trying to show us up. Anything that Denise is involved in is going to be successful because she throws herself wholeheartedly into whatever she does. She has spearheaded so many events and nearly single-handedly does this awards event by herself, from the venue to the food to the, yep, here it comes for her, to the flow. Yes, congratulations. You're welcome. And she told me to tell you, take the gold horses home with you tonight. If you don't mind, she doesn't want them to come back. She does the same thing with our teacher appreciation event, our Main Street initiative she's worked her heart out on, and Christmas, from painting the Santa houses to arranging the ornaments for the kids to painting some herself, and just helping make everything go beautifully. And she's a team player too, with our events like Blast Off, which is coming right up. If you haven't signed up, get on the roster. The bike rodeo, the gravel grinder bike rodeo, and then, as if that's not enough, she's a member of the Peak and Booster Club, like over 20 years now, with 17 of them being their president and running their concession stand. That's nothing too small. And she has started a new group called the GSP, which is not to be confused with the GPS or whatever. Grannies Supporting Pekin, mind you. She got a group together at her house, and they single-handedly raised $800 to buy supplies for the Pekin teachers. And then there's the Fairfield Lions Club. She's a 12-year member of that. She chairs and masterminds their big spaghetti supper that got kicked back off again this year, with the proceeds going to Fairfield schools. She's on the National Board of American Dental Assistants and the Indian Hills Dental Assistants Advisory Board, plus Tri-T. She's key to helping our community grow and thrive, and she is a strong proponent of all of us working together, the Chamber, the Convention and Visitor Center, Grow Fairfield, everyone pulling in the traces together, all to make Fairfield the best place to live, to work, and to play. And we're setting it off with all of those meetings. And she says, I credit my family. Brad's garage is gold and glittered now after all the decorations tonight. She credits her employer and our chamber board for helping her make these things happen to help make Fairfield the best place. Join me in congratulating Denise. Yeah, there you go. All right. Our next award is the Business Improvement Award. It recognizes businesses or organizations for notable internal and external physical improvements to the appearance of the business that was completed in 2024. Foss, Kiken, Cochran, Helling, and Willman. And I just had to restart this. I just learned how to say it with all of the Gookins and the Cochrans and all of the other people are the sponsors. And Vanessa Willman is going to give the award tonight to Rachel and Scott Brown, both from Van Buren County. As a matter of fact, they're Fairfielders now. Since 1930, Beaners has had only 3 families owning it, and they are the 3rd family. They took Beaners by storm. It was a very well cared for and a well-loved facility, but they could look at it through new eyes. They made many external improvements. They put a new surface on the parking lot. They added plantings and seasonal decorations, and inside they wanted to work to bring in more light and brought wonderful soft colors and lighting to the interior. They added special seating arrangements that were more conducive to families and visitors being able to sit down and talk, and they have a special family room for planning arrangements there that is very comfortable with comfortable seating, and they just have worked really hard to do a configuration that works really well. And then they added audiovisual equipment to help families celebrate their memories. They retained all of the staff that Arnie and Denise had, and they call them their family. They want them all to know that they feel that they are family. Their business mission is community, compassion, and commitment. They provide a family grief workshop the first Wednesday of each month, and they have worked to partner with other entities in Fairfield, Iowa. One is Fairfield Art Walk. Every other month, they have an area they've turned into a gallery within Beaner's Funeral Home to highlight artists' works, and they even offer refreshments during those times. They have instituted a Give Back campaign where nonprofits are nominated and voted on, and the winners of those voting times receive a check to use towards their cause from this group. This month they had 2 recipients. And how about community? Well, you've already learned Rachel's a Girl Scout leader, she's a library trustee, she's a Kiwani and works with the Builders Club at the middle school. She's on the Women's Club board and leads their craft division, which just had a big old kickoff for Easter. And she's a chamber ambassador, which you also learned. And Scott's busy with the Lions Club, the Elks Club, and the Knights of Columbus, and they both are actively involved in St. Mary's. As they continue to improve, as they move forward in our town, their warmth, their love, and their caring is visible. It's who they are. Congratulate them. Our next award is our Agriculture Award, recognizing a Jefferson County area individual or business for their contributions to the ag sector or to our economy. It's presented by Jefferson County Farm Bureau, and their president, Jason Steele, is here with us tonight to present the award to the Engwall family, Jeffrey and Rachel Engwall. And I have to call him Jeffrey because his mother was my mentor in my career. And he was always Jeffrey, and his brother was always Michael. So I feel as if I've known them for a very long time. They farm the Engwall and Hawk, which was Rachel's family's farms, and they're both heritage farms, by the way. Grandpa Gilbert Engwall acquired the farm in 1919, and with the philosophy that persists with these two today, that farm income goes back into the farm. Now they're patriarchs of the owned and rented ground that they have in their operations, and they are dedicated to farming and conservation and to community service. They mostly raise corn and soybeans on their crop acres while maintaining permanent pasture and hay ground on highly erodible areas, thus preserving the soil and the water. And on really sensitive soils, they utilize the CRP, which is the Conservation Reserve Program, and have planted natural grasses, prairie grasses, and flowers to maintain those soils. They've increased their use of cover crops, which is a really big deal these days, but with a tiny little short window between harvest and getting those crops sowed to help keep the soil in place over the winter. And does the wind ever blow in Iowa anymore? Anybody notice that? Good grief. More than it ever did through my entire life, I think, these days. But that's how the elders before me talked too, because the snow was that deep and you were uphill all the way, all those things. Anyway, those cover crops help keep the soil in place and also help capture residual nutrients that are there. They've developed numerous terraces and basins and ponds, again, to conserve the soil and the water. Jeff says the more I get accomplished, the more I see I need to do. They have a cow-calf operation and feed their calves out and sell them at a local sale barn. They have 2 sons, Ryan, who is a Special Ops Green Beret medic, who's working on a master's in hydrology, but comes back every year to help farm, and he knows what to do. And then Justin farms full-time, and his wife, Christine, is at Jefferson County Health Center as a wonderful nurse coming on. They have Jacob and Carly and another grandbaby on the way. Jeff is giving back. He's a faithful 25-year member of Farm Bureau, and he's a board member. He's helping to learn, to help educate others, and to keep his finger on the legislative pulse so that we're sure that ag does not get left out. Now, Rachel, not to be outdone, for over 25 years has been a commissioner for our Soil and Water Conservation District. They told me their goal is to leave the land better than they got it for our next generations. Doesn't get better than that, folks. Go join me in congratulating this couple. Okay, good. Our next award is the Best Kept Secret Award that recognizes a Fairfield business exemplifying the modern definition of best practices while maintaining a low profile in our community. It's sponsored by Shelter Insurance, and it's presented by Ryan Holthus. He's a chamber board member and an exec board member too. And I want you really to look over him because this is not his first pair of pants tonight. He made the mistake of letting me overhear that the first pair were transparent. And I'd like to thank him for changing his pants before he came tonight, because this would be more than the stage could handle, I'm sure. Totally sure. This year's recipient is Haveda Health and Wholeness, and we have Paige Phipps here to accept the award. Yes. I think also Paige's boss, Jonathan Fitzgerald, flew in from the UK to be with us tonight. Where is Jonathan? All right, there he is. Ayurveda is a holistic health approach that's over 3,000 years old, something older than I am. It's so good. It originated in India and it's still used today. Its goal is to support overall well-being and understanding your body's characteristics and function. I've lived this long and I'm not sure I've got that part figured out, but she would help me, I know. And incorporating healthy lifestyle choices, which we all know about. Though Haveda does not provide in-store diagnostics, and they do not recommend products, they surely know about their products and are so willing and just so pleasant about explaining about the different products. They provide multiple ways to disseminate their information with podcasts and Facebook and just walking in. When you go in, you find this beautiful, bright, clean, well-organized, with delightful fragrances permeating the air. And then there's a soft hum from the back room, signaling their mail order division is in full swing. They offer 2 complete product lines there. Their focus is to connect people with the heritage and wisdom of Ayurveda. Their core values are sustainability and knowledge, and they're very transparent with all of this. They offer only green packaging and in a carbon offsetting, with their end product helping all achieve a healthy, balanced life. Join me in congratulating them. Don't you just love those fascinators? I knew if that hat of mine was on and I was looking at what could have been a tea bag hanging off the side, the whole time would have been disastrous. Could Group B please come to the front? Remember, presenters to my left and recipients to my right. The next award is the Tourism Award, and it recognizes a business or organization or project even as a tourism catalyst in our community, and it's sponsored by Dexter Laundry and is presented by Katie Six and Samantha Nickel. What? Well, Samantha, I'm glad to meet you. You know what? Yes, you are dang cool, that's for sure, but you're not supposed to be up till later. I know. Were you coming back? No. You're not coming back up? We have someone. You have someone else. Well, that's my surprise then for tonight. Don't mind me, those things happen all the time. This year's recipient is our own Fairfield Arts and Convention Center, and Lindsay Bauer and her staff are here to accept the award. Located right down here in Fairfield, Iowa, look at them, there we are, hello, is everybody out there? Is a gathering place to showcase a world of arts and culture with the Sondheim Theater for the Performing Arts and with the cinema exhibitions that are happening, the Fairfield Art Association with the Art Gallery, the Fairfield Concert Association works here, the exposition hall that you're in that will seat up to 400 people. Lots of flexible meeting room space, a commercial kitchen, and Barhite Chapel make this a jewel in the Fairfield crown. It opened in 2007, but it started way before that with the dreaming, with the planning, with the designing, and with the fundraising, right around 2003, I think. And it was led by our founding mother, Susie Kessel, who's right out here somewhere, and the late Sally Johnston, a dear friend to so many of us. The great unveiling of all that hard preparatory work happened, was planned, was going to be the big blast off, and the date was Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. Does anyone remember what happened? 9/11 on that day. It would have trumped anybody's vision, but it didn't these, and they kept moving, and now we have this fantastic center. In 2024, there were nearly 45,000 people who came through these doors. 60% of them were from outside of Fairfield. That means about 30,000 people. They came to 30 live performances, 8 to 10 of which were free, to 150 to 200 movies, outdoors, which people like, and indoors, concerts, plays. Did you know that a 7th grade group of kids, 99 of them, wrote their own play, came here, orchestrated it, and presented it, performed it? There's the Sally Johnston Arts and Education Activities, the Evelyn Gamreth Music Camps, special matinees like of the Nutcracker and Rhythm India so that school kids can be brought here. Social events, dance recitals, weddings, you name it, large meetings, celebrations of life, the Fairfield Area Community Theater, and awards like tonight. And Lindsay keeps her finger on the pulses when she works with the Cultural Alliance for Fairfield, the Arts and Culture Coffee Connect, Tommy Brower's Youth Performing Arts, and Tommy's up here on the end, Chamber Singers, the Art Association, the Thirsty Word, as well as the City Council, all keeping folks coming and meeting their needs and bringing folks to Fairfield. And there's hot news. I understand there's going to be a bit of a facelift, so keep your eyes peeled and let's congratulate them.
This year marked the inaugural launch of Next Level Leader, introduced in honor of our 10th anniversary. It's been an exciting journey, and we are incredibly proud of what our participants have accomplished. As we transition back to Leadership Fairfield, we will carry forward some of the best elements of Next Level Leader, especially the community impact projects. Participants identified key challenges in our community and worked to address them, overcoming obstacles and gaining valuable insight along the way. Some projects were successfully completed, while others uncovered larger challenges that will now be passed on to our fall leadership class for further development. Handicap accessible playground equipment, matching volunteers with volunteer opportunities, things for our kids to do, creating our member spotlights, and compiling information for community visitors' needs all in one space were projects this year. Those were projects done by 10 participants. Can you imagine what 25 can do? Do you have an idea for a project? We welcome community submissions for initiatives that our next group of participants can tackle. Your input can help shape meaningful change in Fairfield. Now for graduation. When I read your name, please come forward and receive your certificate from Johnine on stage and wait until your entire class is here. Alex Schmidt-McCunis with Fairfield Public Library. Alyssa Ward with Iowa State Bank and Trust. Yes. Barbara Jeffrey with Traffics Devices. Dr. Pat Jones with Fairfield Dental Clinic. Josie Heilman with Addington Place of Fairfield. Kayla Stanley with Aeron Lifestyle Technology. Lysandra Smith with Agro-Industrial Plastics. Moray Metcalf with Cambridge Investment Research. Nicole Wheeler with Addington Place of Fairfield. And Teresa Garman with Traffics Devices. Now, to tell you about this year's program, Kayla Stanley with Aeron Lifestyle Technology.
This is a good idea. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kayla Stanley, and I'm a product manager at Aeron Lifestyle Technology. One of the main things I put in my application for these leadership classes is that I really struggle with social anxiety and especially public speaking. During these classes, I worked on improving speaking to and in front of others. I actually volunteered to speak for the class tonight, because I figured if I could speak in front of all of you without completely falling apart, it would be a true testament to whether or not this program actually worked. I graduated from the first leadership program in 2023. Pretty much immediately following that class, I became a chamber ambassador and joined the Christmas committee. I also began volunteering in community events every year, like Barnyard Bash, Bike Safety, Teacher Appreciation, the Santa Houses, and I was a volunteer for a committee for RAGBRAI. All things I never would have done had I not participated in and made the connections I did in that first leadership class. When I heard about the Next Level Leader program, I handed in my essay to my supervisors before it had even been announced to the rest of our company as an opportunity. I knew that I had gained so much from the first class that I was sure to get even more from this one, and I was right. During this class, we were given the opportunity to read about 13 ways to kill your community. Now, I know that sounds ominous, but we actually got to learn about identifying major factors in your community that could be threats and turning them into strengths. A lot of these things were things that you could apply not just to your community, but also to your organization and your personal life. We learned about the importance of taking responsibility, succession planning, and embracing your values. We also learned about how to recognize the difference between real leaders versus people who just want to be heard or recognized as someone of importance. We went on tours in the community and had the opportunity to visit people in leadership. We toured several local businesses. We met with the county supervisors, city officials, Jefferson County Conservation, toured both the law enforcement center and the fire station. We also toured the state capitol, where we met with State Senator Adrian Dickey and State Secretary Paul Pate. We had a public speaking course, we learned Robert's Rules of Order, and we had a course on etiquette. Like Mendy mentioned, we also had another major highlight in this class where we paired off into groups during our first class and chose a community project to work on. We started by choosing from a list of projects that were given by members of the community, and with our partners, we tried to manifest these ideas into reality. From September to April, we had to use our networking skills and community resources to really put these projects together. While not every goal was achieved in the way that we initially set out, every project was a success in its own way. At the end of our class, we got to present our progress to supervisors, city officials, and the chamber board. Everyone on this stage has something to be proud of. So if you see them, don't hesitate to ask them about all the great work they did for this community. If you ask my peers in this class, you won't hear about how much of a talker I am. My coworkers might tell you something different, but that's okay. I'm more of a silent observer. I take everything in, I'm an absorber, and I've absorbed everything we've been given in this class and work to apply those skills in my everyday life. The skills I've learned in this class and the one before have not only helped me grow in the community, but in my career. My team at Aeron has been so supportive and encouraging me to grow. I've built connections, gained confidence, and have been empowered by so many to continue to grow. And I'm grateful for everyone I've gotten to know, for everyone who has taken time to help me and encourage me to grow, and I'm excited to continue to apply all of these skills to the new opportunities I now have ahead of me. And I know that my classmates will also continue to thrive in the knowledge that they've gained as well. I would like to first thank Mendy. The program would not be what it is without her. She makes everyone feel welcome, supported, and most importantly, valued. On behalf of my current classmates, those who have come before us, those who will be inspired to participate in the future, I would also like to thank everyone else who has supported and continues to support the Chamber Leadership Program. Thank you.
We just want to say thank you to all of the employers of our Leadership Fairfield graduates for allowing them the time to complete this wonderful program, and we know that you'll see their growth. The next class is open and ready to take your application.
So has anyone noticed that we have a table of jockeys out there tonight? And I don't know where they've parked their horses, but they maybe could help us with that. I don't know. And I can tell you who the mastermind, there, they brought them in with them. How good is that? Oh, shoot. Oh, our next award is the Manufacturer of the Year Award. And it highlights a manufacturer or distributor demonstrating growth, sustainability, exemplary customer service, and excellence in its industry. It's sponsored by the Fairfield Manufacturers Association, and we have its president, Chad Christensen, with us. He's also a neighbor, and you know, he's not exactly right all the time either. I knew he'd like that quite a lot. He throws his wife in a side-by-side and likes to crash parties in the neighborhood like giant music festivals coming right up. I don't know what he has planned for fun coming up, but I'll hear about it on the party line. This year's recipient is Dexter Laundry with Greg Roman and someone else coming up. You know, I can only do what they tell me. What's the deal? You know, this is so exciting, and we have this theme tonight in honor of Dexter, if you'll notice. They've been around for 131 years. And did you ever wonder about the horse logo? Okay. So, in 1894, Dexter, a championship racehorse, became their mascot because, like Dexter, their machines were fast and efficient. They could run hard and stay ahead of the competition. And also Dexter, Iowa was put in there. The founders wanted to provide affordable laundry solutions with names like Billy Twister. The first ones were made of wood slats held together with metal bands and cost as little as $15, I understand. In 1912, Dexter moved to Fairfield. Now, they'd done their research, by the way. They found Fairfield to be a growing town with great railroad connections. So they continued to evolve after they got here, and without ever losing that thoroughbred heritage. The Dexter horse logo keeps their championship namesake and symbolizes their dedication to high performance, to unmatched strength, to unrivaled endurance, and customer loyalty. And as a leader, after World War II, when money was scarce, Dexter came up with the idea of allowing people to pay on time so that they could still have the Dexter products but be able to afford them. By then, they had single and twin tubs made of zinc and copper and porcelain, and power options like belts and steam and gas and then electricity. Today, Dexter is 100% employee-owned, and they offer a complete line of washers and dryers and management systems across the globe and in 70 countries. Dexter is the premier brand because of their focus on quality and on reliability. They provide welding apprenticeships with the schools and with the state. They contribute hugely locally to the soccer fields, for instance, in their scholarships, in their Cambridge Little Achievers work, with the library, the chamber, park and rec, schools, sports, the fair, the well, daycares in Fairfield and in Richland, and matching funds for employee-led projects. And they're primed for our future, continuing that legacy of excellence, of innovation, of quality, customer service, trust, and loyalty for probably the next 131 years. Join me in congratulating this crew. Our next award is the Service Business of the Year, and it recognizes a service business that demonstrates exemplary customer service and excellence in the industry. It's sponsored by the Ottumwa Radio Group and Margie Gehring, who's my most favorite Santa's Workshop helper in the world. And the recipient is Fairfield Tire and Service. Yeah. So tonight we have Keith Hyde, who's the owner and operations specialist. His lovely wife, Janice, is over here and says she's not coming up, so we should make her stand up, shouldn't we? So everybody can say hi. She's in charge of finance, and their wonderful son, Josh, who has bought in, is now a partner in the business. I walked into an extremely busy, high-paced, multifunctional, but welcoming business there. At every turn, I heard, "Honesty's the best policy." Since 2003, this has been Fairfield Tire's motto. Keith grew up on a farm near Danville, Iowa, and his dad was his boss, and he learned how to work hard and to work very long hours as he gained a strong sense of values. He eventually went on to Southeastern Community College in the automotive technology division, and he claims that he credits getting his first job to my late brother-in-law, Gail Underwood, who was one of his instructors and steered him to Goodyear. He worked his way up in the company in northern Iowa, but wanted to change, which brought him to Fairfield. In 1999, he started Fairfield Tire with 3 employees and 4 bays. And if he's not shaking his head like this, I'm on target. That's a good thing. In 2003, he bought his partners out. And in order to get him home before 10 o'clock at night, the lovely Janice here took her 2-year-old and her baby to work to help with the front desk and finances so he could be home. Today, they have 8 employees and 7 service bays, and he still has toys and crayon drawings. I can attest to that at his place of business. His tire to service mix is 55%, 45%. He sends his staff to seminars and courses to help keep them current. He also belongs to the Midwest Auto Care Alliance, which helps their members learn about professionalism and education and mentorship. What a pleasure to have his son involved. And they have another son who is a principal in an international school in Kuwait and a phenomenal singer, I might add. Fairfield Tire believes in showing their customers what's going on with their vehicles and give them repair options so they can make informed decisions. He credits his growth and success on fostering those customer relationships. You know, word of mouth is pretty powerful. We treat everyone equally, and as we would want to be treated. He possesses unshakable integrity. He stands by his word. If he quotes you a price and it comes in more than that, you're still going to pay the quoted price, even if he has to eat the rest. He and Janice also contribute outside of work with a 30-year Little League sponsorship, school support, Jefferson County Fair trophies, car shows. Again, he said, my mission is to treat everybody the way I'd like to be treated, and honesty is the best policy. Join me in congratulating them. Good. The project of the year. It recognizes a 2024 community project making Fairfield a better place to live, work, and to play. It's sponsored by Pilot Grove Savings Bank, and Ryan Swanson, who is the vice president of our chamber board and on the exec board, is presenting this, and the recipient is the Carnegie Museum Foundation. Tonight, we have with us Gloria Countryman, who they tell me is their fire starter on this project, Lori Fry, Brittany Tiller, and we also have Russ Coop, who's on the Carnegie Museum board. And have they ever been busy? You know, Winston Churchill said, the farther back you look, the farther forward you're likely to see. And it was in 1853 that United States Senator James Falconer Wilson from Fairfield, Iowa, saw a need to establish a permanent home for a library. There was a collection of about 500 books that had been housed in homes and businesses and moved around, and it just wasn't working well. He said he'd give the land, but he needed to get some financing, so he approached his friend, Andrew Carnegie, ring a bell? He was a Pittsburgh steel magnate, and he asked him to help subsidize the project. They agreed in December of 1891, and Carnegie donated $30,000 to get this done. The building was built in 1892 and 3, and it was the first time Carnegie had funded a library with no personal ties, and the first one west of the Mississippi. The gift started the funding model for another 2,800 libraries that he worked with. When the new Fairfield Public Library was built, the original Carnegie structure became available for other uses. Their foundation wanted to preserve and restore one of Fairfield's historic treasures. So in 2018, since it had become our museum, they started with a structural analysis, and the good news was it was sound. It had several critical projects that needed to happen to preserve its integrity, and they launched into those in 4 phases. They tried to use local vendors, and the front stairs were first. The work was completed by Schaus Voorhees, and next they went to the southwest wall. It had been sinking since the 30s, and at that time they took the heavy slate roof off and pumped concrete into the ground to support it because it was built on a low, wet place. And it held it, believe it or not. But years of stress on the structure and weathering required some reinforcement. And so extensive rods were placed and extensive brickwork was done. The third phase was tuck pointing, brick cleaning, parapet repair, and they were all completed by a firm out of Illinois. The fourth and final phase was replacing all those windows. They wanted to do window replacement that returned them to a design that would mimic the original but be good for modern day life and maintain that historic appearance, and it also was done out of Illinois. The foundation hastens to say none of this could have happened without all of you out there. The incredible support of the community and all of your donations, large and small. There were some key supporters like the Lee Gobble Fund, the Lost Funds from our city, Greater Jefferson County Foundation, the Mark Schaefer and Jean Lutke Memorial Funds, Midwest One Bank, and then all of you individuals and businesses. Our museum is more than just a collection of artifacts. It is a living archive. It stands as a testament to the generosity of Fairfield residents and their commitment to preserving our history for all the next generations. The Carnegie was a gift to the people, and its preservation ensures that that history will not be forgotten. Please join me in congratulating these hard-working folks. Our next award is Restaurant of the Year, and it recognizes a restaurant or a bar demonstrating exemplary customer service and excellence in the industry. It's sponsored by Beaner Funeral Home and is presented by Scott and Rachel Brown, and our recipient is Mira's Cafe. Co-owners Pia and Rahul Bharadwaj, I've been practicing that name, are here to accept the award. This couple are widely traveled Indian immigrants who came to the U.S. 20 years ago. They were tired of the big city life, and after viewing Jim Carrey's 2014 commencement address at MIU, they carefully researched Fairfield and planned a trip. And while they were here, they found Revelations was for sale, and fate intervened. Mira's is a combination of Mithu, which is Pia's nickname, and Ra for Rahul, and Mirabai, who was a 16th century Hindu poet. Rahul and his family became vegan in order to help manage a chronic health issue. Rahul used his chemical engineering background to experiment and successfully mimic the flavors and the mouthfeel of all of their favorite meat dishes. Making North and South Indian dishes, they use naturally plant-based sources free of meat, dairy, and cheese. They use real, clean food, non-GMO, organic, and as unprocessed as possible. Rahul explains that food is the fuel that we use to make cells to build our body, and clean food is the best. The dishes are gluten-free. They grind their own lentils to make their flour. There are no preservatives, no artificial colors. They grow their foods, work with the farmers market, the Gratzens tofu, and other organic food sources. They even smoke their own tomatoes to make their fabulous sauces and freeze them for use as they're needed. With Revelations, they inherited a pizza oven and make their own wonderful fusion pizzas. They make their own cashew cheese, and Rahul says with the right combination of flavors, the brain is tricked and can be very satisfied, and he's right. I tried it. They call their selections Indian Asian Fusion Fare, and when trying their foods, I encountered such a subtle sense of complex, delicious, and balanced flavors. It looked good, it smelled good, and it tantalized the taste buds too. And they wrote on it, mild for the old lady. Instead of burnin' flamin' hot, I think they have some that are called really names that scared me. Didn't have that. Another aspect, an important aspect, is they work really hard to keep the kitchen stress-free. They want their staff to have a very positive atmosphere to work in, and they're very well trained. And they'd like also to someday be considered the employer of choice. To these ends, Pia quotes, "Let food be thy medicine." Join me in congratulating these wonderful people. Our next award is the Retailer of the Year. This award recognizes a retail business demonstrating exemplary customer service and excellence in their industry. It's sponsored by Washington State Bank, and we have Linnell Commcerce with us tonight to present the award to Overland Sheepskin. Here to accept the award is Laura Fisher. And I thought maybe Roger Leahy would be somewhere, but I don't see him. So for over 50 years, Overland has been a family-owned and run business. Its first storefront was in Taos, New Mexico in 1973. She'll correct me if I get it wrong. And it offers superbly crafted outerwear, clothing, slippers, home accents that are inspired by the American West. Everything in their stores is made of the finest leathers and wools and other natural materials. Overland's small family shop atmosphere will remain the hallmark of their business from the East Coast to the West Coast with their nationwide presence. They have a large internet presence too and market and sell internationally. They currently have 19 stores, but a 20th is on the way, I understand, and they also just acquired the vacated True Value store to increase their footprint in Fairfield and to cover their needs. They have 300 employees who they consistently treat like family. They're bound for success. New employees are carefully trained so that they know the whole process for preparing their products. They're continuing to grow as evidenced by their sales doubling. They sell more shearling than anyone else in this entire country. And here's a big one. They stand behind their products. If you have a problem, they'll take care of you. Laura says it's a great place to work because of the owners and because of the staff. They're the most fair, reasonable, and kind people you'd ever want to meet. Join me in congratulating them.
I would like to introduce the team that put together tonight's event, the Banquet Planning Committee. Thank you for all that you've done to make this event amazing. You are all very much appreciated. Please stand as I introduce you or poke your head out from behind the curtain. Co-committee chairs Denise Hall and Johnine Parker, Jeff Ring, Mark Swan, Ryan Holthus, Amy Vetter, Amanda Hyde, Jessica Anderson. Thank you for all that you do for your community and the Chamber. We'd also like to give a shout out to Joe Stever with Edward Jones for being a part of this committee for many years. We are forever grateful for his service. The Chamber is fortunate to have a very valued employee. Claire Reed is truly one of a kind, and we are so incredibly thankful for everything she brings to the table. Thanks to her amazing ability to gather and organize information, our newsletter didn't just grow, it doubled. She's the bright, friendly face and warm, welcoming voice that greets anyone who calls or stops by the office, instantly making them feel at home. Behind the scenes, Claire handles the back end of the office like an absolute champ, keeping everything running smoothly and effortlessly. Her many talents, positive energy, and tireless dedication make her an essential part of our team, and we couldn't imagine doing it without her. Please stand, Claire, so we can show you some appreciation. We would like to recognize our board of directors and their employers for allowing them the time to serve the community and their chamber. It takes a lot of meetings to make these things happen, and these folks have dedicated themselves to making a difference in their community. Gratitude flows for our chamber board members whose dedication and vision are the bedrock of our community's success and progress. Your commitment inspires us all, and we thank you for your tireless efforts. President Johnine Parker, a Jefferson County Health Center trustee. President-elect Ryan Swanson with Pilot Grove Savings Bank. Immediate past President Denise Hall with Fairfield Dental Clinic. Treasurer Alex Simmons with TDT CPAs and Advisors. Mark Swan with Iowa State Bank and Trust. Carrie Lathrop with Cambridge Investment Research. Davis Lowenberg with First Main Street Insurance. Jeff Ring with Dexter Laundry. Ryan Holthus with Shelter Insurance. Amy Vetter with Jefferson County Health Center. Josh Hyde with Fairfield Tire and Service. Megan Coffin with Community First Credit Union. Jessica Anderson with Washington State Bank. Kayla Stanley with Aaron Lifestyle Technology. And Corbin Settles with Agri-Industrial Plastics. Thank you for all you do for your community and your chamber.
Rising Star. This award recognizes a business in their first 5 years of operation making outstanding contributions to the Fairfield area. Sponsored by the Jefferson County Health Center, and we have Brian Hunger and Curtis Smith up here, and he's not wearing Goldfinger this year, you've all noticed, like last year. And our recipient is Adela's. Now, Mandy Hunter is the owner, and she has a son involved. Is she here? Oh, come up. She made it, but we had an alternate plan, and I even knew this one. It's fitting that this award is given by the Health Center because Mandy's an employee there as well as an advanced registered nurse practitioner. Behind the Red Door, where every gift is wrapped in love, started in 2006 by Dorian Atwood and named after her mother, Adela. An opportunity to have something special in a little cozy cottage near our Fairfield downtown. So Mandy, connecting her creative side and her entrepreneurial spirit, along with a desire to change, took a look at it. And in 2023, she acquired the Red Door. She wanted something to support her community, and here it was. She also didn't want to completely reinvent the wheel and said to me, "Why fix it if it's not broken?" So no great straying from Adela's roots. However, she added some new things to further meet the needs of our community and shoppers, like Brighton jewelry, tuxedos and formal wear, and I happened to be there right before prom while the young men were coming in to get their formal wear. She made every one of them try them on to be sure they'd fit, so I got to see lots of good stuff. No costume failures with Mandy in charge. She has custom Fairfield items, a newly revamped kids' room, Red Door Decorating, which is a decorating service. And this fall, she's adding a line of apparel. Mandy and her staff are happy just even to talk to people and listen. No purchase is necessary. Just go there and have a great experience. She says she's the happiest just being there. Bringing her strong sense of community spirit into play, she's organized Moms Mix and Mingle. It happens one time of year on the Mother's Day weekend, and this year it's May 10th from 11 to 3. And for $25, you can treat yourself, your mother, or a person that you appreciate as a mother to a special cup and a ticket. There'll be over 15 businesses participating, and you get a beverage, which is unspecified yet, at each individual business and a punch on your ticket. What a great plan. And then when you're done, there is a drawing for a raffle. Walking into Adela's, everything is creative, it's beautiful, it's colorful, and it smells really good too. Mandy has gifts for everything, and I could go down this really long list, but you name it, and she has something for it. Be sure to stop by this Rising Star and hold on as Adela's continues to evolve. Congratulations, Mandy. Our next award is the Young Professional of the Year, and it recognizes an individual 40 years or younger for their outstanding commitment to our community, their professional accomplishments and volunteerism, and it's sponsored by Cambridge Investment Research and is presented by Carrie Lathrop, who's a chamber board member, And the recipient is Moray Metcalf. Isn't that a beautiful name? There you go. So Moray has been at Cambridge for 13 years, and she's Vice President of Human Resources and Training. She heads the team, the HR team, with members to develop and to execute initiatives in the areas of talent acquisition, total rewards, employee engagement, performance management, and much more, as if that's not enough. She helped Cambridge develop a workplace culture where associates can feel supported, valued, and empowered. A recent project of hers is that she created a new talent review that evaluates the skill performance and overall potential of associates. She's led the upgrade of the program to include new processes to help identify those high performers and leaders and areas for development. With 900 associates, it's a pretty big job. Moray is a leader who cares about her associates, both professionally and personally. She's a registered corporate coach and has folks that she mentors regularly. She helps them learn to navigate the corporate environment, challenges, and develop strong leaders. She and her team have built a new associate relief program to support associates in hardships, those who have critical illnesses, natural disasters, and other uncommon events. In 2023, she became one of 2 associates at Cambridge in their history to win the Spirit of Cambridge Award. This award honors those who reflect the firm's core values and are voted on by their peers, which is quite a compliment. A donation is made to the recipient's choice, and hers was the Little Superheroes. In 2024, she was named a Cambridge Investment Rising Star. She's also a leader in giving back in the community, as if there's time for that. She's in the Chamber Leadership 2.0. She's Vice President of the Board of Little Achievers. She's president of the board of Fairfield Schools Foundation. She's a youth baseball coach, and she truly embodies those core values of integrity, commitment, flexibility, and kindness. Join me in congratulating this young woman. Our next award is the Economic Impact Award. Congratulations. And it recognizes a business or organization with significant contributions to the economic vitality of Fairfield through job growth, through major physical business expansion or construction, and adding new tax base valuation. It's sponsored by First Main Street Insurance, and Davis Lowenberg, who is a Chamber Board member and Executive Committee member, is presenting it, and our recipient is Iowa State Bank and Trust. And Carl Metcalf is here to accept this award. Now, and a couple other people are coming up with him. However, I'm just kind of curious, like, did you have to pay somebody for this, Carl, to be able to come up here?
You say something nice about me like you did Moray.
Well, that's his wife, and so now we have him up here. There's a little fishy, don't you think? Did it cost a what?
$3.99.
Oh, okay, there you go. Anyway, Iowa State Bank and Trust first opened its doors on May 19th, 1934. Now, according to my calculations, you have a 90th anniversary coming up, and is there going to be a party? It was last year? Yeah. Oh, that's right. It is 25, isn't it? I think you started in 35. I think I made it. Well, I obviously wasn't invited. So, in the aftermath of the 1933 National Bank holiday, there were 2 solvent but really struggling banks in Fairfield. They decided to merge, and the merger created a stronger, unified bank during really tough times with the Great Depression. Iowa State Bank and Trust was that bank, and since then they've experienced significant growth. They built a new headquarters in '96. They remain locally owned and managed, which means they understand the community that they serve. In '22, they opened their first branch in Ottumwa, and now they're opening a branch in Centerville, all with state-of-the-art technology and the same philosophies. They say that customers and community come first, and that they're never too busy to listen. They hasten to remind that their deposits are reinvested in the community in the form of home and farm and business loans. In each location, they support the arts, housing, education, childcare, and economic development. Here, that means for Fairfield, they've supported the airport, the Arts and Convention Center, and they did that in standing tall when others backed away. The Cambridge Sportsplex, Little Achievers, childcare. They're now 34 employees strong with their own professional banking team. They have assets topping $275 million, and they're driven by 3 non-negotiables or core values. They're fair and honest in all of their dealings. They always do their jobs to the very best of their ability. That's you too, Carl. They're always looking forward as they plan and try to arrange for an equally prosperous future for them, building on trust, building on integrity, and on community. They say, together we all grow. Let's congratulate these folks. Our next award is our Entrepreneurial Spirit Award, recognizing a business owner for their high level of entrepreneurial spirit, setting Fairfield apart. Agri-Industrial Plastics with Jason Davis presenting, and our recipient is Tempest Hora and High Temperature Dance Academy. Oh my goodness. You need to go on a tour with this little lightning bug. At age 13, she said she had a dream. She wanted to have her own dance studio, and it never went away. In 2017, when she was in college at Iowa State studying fine arts, dancing, and business, she started teaching dancing in her parents' garage. She has grown this into a cornerstone of youth development and transformed her passion for dance into a thriving business that literally touches hundreds of lives in our community and beyond. In 2022, after being in 3 different locations, she managed to snag an historic building downtown on the corner of Main and Burlington. Finally, she had 4 studios of her own to facilitate the now 190 students. But she didn't stop there. No, the building next door came available, was placed on the market, and she knew she had to move on it. She bought it. Now she has 5 studios, and I'd just like you to know, some of them are as large as a gymnasium in there. That is no joke. She has 225 students, 12 instructors, and 2 office managers, and she's not even 30 yet. How about that? And she has accomplished all of this and is teaching things I never heard of, like lyrical and tech and flex. That sounds like something I could use, right? Is that like with a lawn chair and an adult beverage? Or anything like that? Tech and flex, flex and flex. That could work, right? And she has a competition team, Storm, with 55 students and 68 routines. Oh my gosh. And that includes the music. They travel all over the state and to nationals that will be in Branson. With her additional building, she's able to support 2 female entrepreneurs in their businesses, Willow and Bright and Pure Veda. She is helping other people be successful. She also acquired an apartment upstairs And savvily, she turned it into an Airbnb. I asked if I could see it, and she took me to the door to the stairway to heaven, is what it looked like, as she danced up 2 steps at a time. I'm thinking, can I drag this baggage all the way to the top? Well, it worked, and it was like my own personal cardiac stress test, and I lived through it, which was good. It's 2,400 square feet, folks. It has 4 bedrooms. It sleeps 12 people, 2 full bathrooms with a whirlpool tub and a sauna, I might add, a washer dryer. It's fully furnished with the most incredible huge windows that overlook Central Park, and a rooftop deck with a trampoline, which would be right up my alley, and a fire pit that's closer to my alley. All there for you. Last summer, she was booked so heavily, she had only 5 days total that weren't occupied. Can you even imagine? So, is she an entrepreneur? I think so. She is providing a safe, positive environment where dancers can develop self-confidence, leadership skills, teamwork, and just being healthy. Tempest participates in things in town too, with the art walks and with Kiwanis Kids Day. She's creative, she's innovative, she's community-minded, she's making opportunities, and she's fearless, and she's a regular honey doll on top of that. She's impacting lives, and I'd like to congratulate her and hope you will too. Our next award is Student Employee of the Year, recognizing a local high school student employee who's outstanding for their reliability, their quality of work, their initiative, professionalism, and interpersonal skills. It's being presented by Indian Hills Community College, and Kelly Prickett is with us tonight to present it. Indian Hills is very proud to sponsor this award, as they recognize the need not only for academics, but also for positive workplace skills. And our recipient is Christian Rasmussen. Christian is a senior at FHS, and he works at the Well. Christian says the Well is a great place to work, and he's been there since 2022, which makes him the longest student employee they have. Every day is different. I'm always busy. I'm always active. Christian said he tries to be very responsible and a team player. I do what I'm asked. How's that, folks? Got any kids in your family who you'd like to do as you ask? Meanwhile, his manager, Trevon Harrison, says this about Christian. It's a heart toucher. He always has a great attitude. He always comes to work with a smile. He spreads joy, and everyone loves working with him. And he understands the mission of the Well. Christian likes being hands-on with people. He looks forward to the chance of trying to bring some joy into somebody's life and brighten their day. He feels it helps him with his communication skills. I feel cohesiveness, like I'm part of a team, he said. Wow. Our world's in good hands with young people like this. And Indian Hills has a special surprise for Christian.
In addition to your award, we're also presenting you a $1,200 scholarship to Indian Hills.
Good. Congratulations. Our next award is the Legacy Award that recognizes individuals choosing Fairfield to grow their business and who created a lasting impact on the community over the last 20 years. It's sponsored by Aeron Lifestyle Technology, and Monica Hadley and Tim Worley are here to present this. Andy Warhol said, "It's not about living forever, but about creating something that will." Our recipient is the Kessel's Conoco, Steve Kessel, and the whole Kessel family. Now, I understood that we'd probably have to put extra support under the stage because they were all coming. Would the Kessel family please stand? All of you? Look at that. Yes. Okay, the Conoco Station and Auto Repair on the corner of Burlington and 4th has been there since the 1920s, making it a Fairfield heritage business. When George Kessel came to town, home from World War II, 79 years ago, he and his father Clarence bought it on July 1st, 1946. Clarence had run gas stations like DX before, and George had specialized in automotive work in the military, working on big trucks. Things were simpler in those days. There were fewer cars, people walked everywhere, and George did more overhauls and engines, even though he didn't really like cars. Windows were cranked, there was no AC, and the pumps were full-service islands. Does anyone here know what that means? Okay, we have some people who are at least as old as I am. That meant you pulled in, someone ran out, they pumped your gas, they checked your oil, they checked your tire pressure, they washed all your windows and your windshields, and if you needed anything else done, they took care of it. Their phone number was 285J. Now, that was big, because in Libertyville, you had two numbers, like 46 or something like that with us. And they all went to Central with the lady with the connectors to connect you to whoever you wanted. So in the 50s, Conoco raised the old building and built a new one that faced Burlington and 4th Street. In the late 60s, they added a third bay, which was a wash bay. And the boys, who all worked there, washed cars inside and out for $2, and they would do up to 20 cars on a Saturday. George and Wanda had 9 children. Clarence and Marie Drish-Kessel lived with George and Wanda until Karen was born, and she's here tonight. After that, Pat promptly had to open the door at 6 in the morning so that Grandma Marie could come in to help with the babies. George was an only child. All George's sons worked at the station. Patrick, Michael, Steve, Robert, and Bill, and Karen did a little, and Jane did a little. Even Uncle Donnie Samuelson, who's here tonight with us, worked there. In the 60s, to set themselves apart, they offered 4 levels of gas. The cheapest was Conotane, then regular, then superior, and finally premium. Oh my, how things have changed. In the mid-60s, they were the first station in Iowa to convert those leaky metal tanks underground to fiberglass. The boys and George had to scoop snow. You did it by hand in those days. And they scooped it into a pile in the corner, and it seems that there was a man who got off work every day someplace north and came down, and in order to avoid the stop sign on Burlington and 4th, would fly through the gas station. And if there was a snow pile there, he delighted in hitting it and throwing the snow back, so it had to be scooped again. And he did this repeatedly. One time there was and every time he did it, he thumbed his nose at George as he flew through. One time there was a really big snow, and George went out and he scooped snow in a pile. Then with the hose, he watered it down. And then he scooped more snow, and then he watered it down, and finally he scooped more snow and watered it down. It was a cold day. And so when the guy came flying down 4th Street, flew through, hit the snow pile, what do you think happened? Lost the front end of his car, and George thumbed his nose at him. Oh my gosh, I thought that was the best story ever. George kept a cash register. Does anybody remember those coin dispensers that gas station guys wore on their belts? I always coveted one of those of my own, but I'd have to have had money to put in it, where they clicked out the change. He never allowed that, and every day he went out and he checked the gas pumps to see how much gas had been sold, and then he compared it to the register. And he called it his bookkeeping, not his accounting. And Pat tells that he literally learned a lot of skills from his dad that he's carried with him through life, and probably true for the other boys as well. However, Pat noticed that there were people who had accounts there, because what was a credit card? Had anyone heard of a credit card then? Nope. There were a lot of people who owed money, so he thought maybe he should just go door to door and ask them to pay the money. And Pat quickly determined that, like being an outhouse sanitarian, he did not want to be a bill collector because people weren't happy to see him coming. Then there were the gas wars. You probably don't know about those. The cut rate stations were on the west side of town. And at one time, there were 24 gas stations in this town, believe it or not. And they would lower their prices, and then everybody in town had to try to keep up. Now, for George, he had to call Ponca City, Oklahoma, and get permission to lower the gas price. And he would get that permission, and the lowest the guys could remember was 19.9 cents a gallon. Anybody like to see that happen again? In '71, they celebrated their 25th anniversary, and everybody who bought 10 gallons of gas got 1 pound of bacon that George bought at the Handy Pantry. Anybody remember the Handy Pantry? Little neighborhood grocery stores all over Fairfield. He bought a pound of bacon for 39 cents a pound, and that's what they gave. And then in '96, to celebrate their 50th anniversary, the radio station was 96.9, so they advertised gas on the radio for 96.9, and people were lined up clear to downtown to get the good gas prices. Pat went on to Conoco School, taking Susie and their 4-month-old daughter, but it never materialized for him to go on. However, Steve went to college to study business and accounting and came back to work with Dad. 5 years later, in 1990, Steve bought the station, continuing that family legacy, and George stayed on working for him until his passing in '94. And now the 4th generation is helping work at that station. And fortunately, we have Kent Worley with us tonight, because I saw him, who's been a consistent 27-year employee trying to keep that Kessel family together, right? So they work on all sorts of things, right down to explaining to people what that button on the dash does. And Steve says his greatest challenge is dealing with the government. Does anybody know what that means out there, dealing with the government in your business? His most rewarding part is getting to talk with people and learn their expectation and helping them with their auto needs. Brother Mike summed it up with, "You know, I really got to know my grandparents, my parents. A lot of kids don't today. I got to learn about working at Conoco. It was good. I learned a lot about values and work ethic and action. It was a good life." Oh, the stories this family could tell. Join me in congratulating them.
I could remember Jonine when she came up to the JCs in 1987. She had an Annie doll with her, and she taught us all CPR.
Oh, we sussy Annie, of course.
And I can still remember waking Annie up.
He was the only one who woke her up, I'll tell you that right now. She was a dummy, there's no doubt about it. The Outstanding Citizen Community Service Awards, also known as the City Citizen of the Year, sponsored by Libertyville Savings Bank and Kobe Deal, will join us on the stage after the first presentation. This award recognizes area citizens who has significantly contributed diverse volunteer, not in their work, service, ongoing over many years' time, contributing to the betterment, the growth, and or the improvement of our community. All past Citizens of the Year out there, please stand. We have several. You're going You're seeing faces that are still working hard to make Fairfield and this area a great place. There will be 2 recipients. They have no idea who they are or that they've been selected. Our last year's recipients will provide overviews of this year's recipients. Last year's are Lori Fry. She'll go first, and then Keith Tollinaire will go second.
A compass, a true North Star, a hands-on leader, always available to a friend and a help of any kind, gives her whole heart to whatever is asked while asking nothing in return. A how can I help mentality, extremely community-minded. These are just a few quotes from family and friends used to describe this year's Citizen of the Year. I am so excited and honored to share with you about this person. From the time they arrived in Fairfield over 45 years ago, they have been totally dedicated to helping the people in our community in every way possible. Besides always saying yes when asked to serve on a board, fill an open position, or attend a conference, they also are full of ideas of their own, like bringing a meal to a neighbor for no special reason. Their compassion and caring personality has a special knack for seeing where there is a need and then working tirelessly to create a program or an event to serve that purpose. It is always about highlighting others, never themselves. I first met this person when I was a sophomore at FHS. They were a couple years older than I was, but even then I remember admiring them for the genuine care and concern that they had for each student and faculty member. Whether it is serving the Fairfield Public Library Board, Fairfield High School Wall of Honor, the Well, Business and Professional Women, Fairfield Community Education Association, Delta Kappa Gamma, Eastern Star, retired teachers, nursing home and assisted living sing-alongs, National Stevens Ministry, Word of Life Church, or being the true mastermind behind the very successful FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, and Teacher of the Year at FHS. This person gives every project and organization their undivided attention and dedication. And on top of all that, who of us doesn't enjoy seeing what the beloved lawn penguins, Penn and Gwen, are wearing for the season? After receiving their teaching degree at Wayne State in Nebraska, they married and moved to Fairfield to begin their teaching job. They raised 3 wonderful children here in our community. Over the years, as we shared bleacher time watching our children, and now our grandchildren, in their events, I continue to be amazed at the endless energy and nonstop ideas this person has. Growing up one of 6 on a family farm in Nebraska, this person knew the value of hard work, family, and friends. They were said to be a leader from the moment they were born. The story goes that it was actually the local veterinarian, not her medical doctor, who told her 4'11" mother she was carrying twins. Sure enough, when it came time for delivery, she was born first, and then came her brother. Even in retirement, this person's passion for serving others has never slowed down. It's only expanded. Whether organizing events, mentoring young leaders, or simply being a listening ear, they have a way of making every person feel valued and seen. Their kindness, generosity, and unwavering commitment to Fairfield have left an undeniable mark on our community. They don't just participate, they inspire. They don't just lead, they uplift. They don't just care, they take action. It is this rare combination of heart, dedication, and selflessness that makes this person so deserving of the title Citizen of the Year. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to present this year's award to Diane Gowdy.
Way to go, way to go.
Sir,
So I was back there videotaping Lori because she's a good friend of mine. I'm going, oh yeah, that person. Then all of a sudden I was like, listen to what she's saying. So thank you to all. It's quite an honor, and I don't know how they pulled it off. So thank you, everyone. It's a joy to be here. Oh my God, my family!
Here's your award. Oh, she's not presenting your award.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Pete Tollinaire, and I have the opportunity to present our second person that is going to get this award tonight. Every 2 years, we have 2 Fairfield citizens are recognized as Citizens of the Year. And every year, we hear about their involvement in and contributions to community-wide groups and organizations. Also, every year, we hear about their love of Fairfield and its citizens. I have the privilege tonight of introducing an individual who's no less caring about our Fairfield community and its people. However, this person being recognized for his personal commitment to Fairfield and its citizens in his own special, unique ways. His service continues to be viewed as a total enrichment to our community. It's critical that we have citizens who foster and enrich our community by participating in manufacturing groups, service organizations, and charitable efforts. Our daily lives can also be enriched, however, by individuals who provide such things as music and artistic events and endeavors. This, then, is how our Citizen of the Year fits into this exceptional role. A short list of his accomplishments and activities come to mind, including being one of the people instrumental in obtaining and maintaining the Steinway grand piano at our Sondheim Theater. Not only did he help obtain it, but he's played many free fundraising concerts for the Civic Center itself. His presence at every First Friday event seems to be expected because he's always available and visits nearly every venue. He photographs nearly everything, giving free publicity to anyone involved by posting his photos and videos on Facebook and often on YouTube. This is great publicity for our community. His citywide and nature photos are another way he brings attention to the attractiveness of Fairfield. He's played a significant role when it comes to the series of documentaries created about the Fairfield area. He interviews people about a variety of subjects and events, and he's interacted with the Fact Theater, Carnegie Museum, Masdem Barnes, the Lord's Cupboard, the Fairfield Municipal Band, the Jefferson County Fair, just to name a few. It's also come to my attention that he works tirelessly in the Golden Magnolia Sanctuary, helping to fund and provide daily meals for many people. Perhaps you already know who I'm talking about, but with this introduction, I'd like to present to you Werner Elmker as our other 2025 Fairfield Citizen of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you, Pete.
And this young lady has your
Oh, wow. Wow. I get to stand here and speak. Well, I love Fairfield. I love you all. Why don't we all say together, we love Fairfield. We love Fairfield. Thank you so much.
That was really hard to, do you know how hard it is to surprise your photographer? I mean, I'm just saying. So as we come to a close of this unforgettable evening, let us raise our glasses one more time to our incredible winners, inspiring nominees, and to every single one of you who contributes to the strength, spirit, and success of our chamber and our community. Tonight has been a celebration of excellence, connection, and power of coming together. Cheers to new possibilities and shared achievements. Let's give one more heartfelt round of applause to all of our honorees and generous sponsors. Your presence and support have truly made tonight magical. We hope you've had a wonderful time. Before you head out, please return your lanyards to the basket by the door. As much as we love that bold Midwest One Bank logo, we are big fans of recycling around here. We'd also love your feedback. Be sure to fill out the quick survey that you'll get so that we can adapt and adjust. As you go through this year, keep your eyes open for that kind of those outstanding people and accomplishments that deserve recognition. Nominations for next year's award banquet are just around the corner, and mark your calendars for April 16th, 2026 for our next annual awards banquet. Finally, if you love those centerpieces, please take them home. We don't want them. Don't take the mirrors, though. Those belong to the convention center, and I don't want to pay for them. Denise would love for you to enjoy those at your own home. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our chamber family and making the community what it is. Wishing you safe travels and a lovely rest of your evening.